Ever wanted to know about the three arts or pillars of tabletop RPGs? Then stay tuned for today's episode. Hello and welcome to RPG PhD. I'm Dr. Ben, and today we'll discuss what I consider to be the three pillars or the three arts of tabletop RPGs: imagination, improvisation, and immersion. We will delve into each of these concepts and unravel their profound significance in shaping the tapestry of rich and immersive tabletop RPG experiences. If you've ever watched my videos until the end, you will see this tagline: Notice that the tagline makes these concepts active: imagine rather than imagination, improvise rather than improvisation, and immerse rather than immersion. Intentionally integrated into the very essence of tabletop role-playing games, the concepts of imagine, improvise, and immerse are foundational pillars that are actively embraced to unlock the full potential of this unique gaming experience. Imagine, the art of creation. The first pillar of tabletop RPGs is the power of imagination. Through imagination, players and game masters conjure up vibrant worlds, intricate settings, and compelling characters. When players imagine their characters, they breathe life into their backstories, personalities, and motivations. The game master, on the other hand, envisions the game world, crafting memorable locations, diverse cultures, and engaging storylines. Imagination fuels the collective creativity of the gaming group, allowing them to build a shared reality and embark on extraordinary adventures. Imagination brings forth the art of world building, where every detail contributes to the tapestry of the game world. Game masters carefully craft lore, landscapes, and cultures, while players contribute their own visions through character backstories and personal quests. Through collaborative world building, the game comes alive, offering an expansive stage for storytelling and adventure. Character creation is an exercise in imagination. Players imagine their heroes, designing their appearances, abilities, and quirks. The creation process goes beyond mechanics, delving into the psyche of the character, their desires, and their place in the world. Imagination fuels the depth and authenticity of characters, allowing players to fully embody their roles and immerse themselves in the game. Imagine involves conceptualizing and visualizing compelling storylines for your game. It's about crafting engaging narratives with twists, turns, and dramatic moments that captivate the player's attention. This includes creating story arcs, developing subplots, and crafting intriguing quests or missions that drive the game forward. Imagining NPCs is an essential part of the game world. It's about inventing diverse and memorable characters that players encounter throughout their adventures. This includes developing their personalities, backgrounds, motivations, and relationships with other characters. NPCs bring the game world to life and provide opportunities for interaction and role-playing. Imagine extends to designing challenging encounters, puzzles, and obstacles that players must overcome during their quests. This involves brainstorming creative and engaging challenges that test the player's problem-solving skills, teamwork, and strategic thinking. These challenges can range from combat encounters to intricate riddles or moral dilemmas. Building on world building, Imagine extends to envisioning unique and captivating settings within the game world. This includes imagining fantastical locations, atmospheric environments, and interesting landmarks that players can explore and interact with. Imagining settings helps to create a sense of wonder and discovery for the players. In games that involve magic or advanced technology, Imagine encompasses describing the effects that govern these aspects. This involves conceptualizing and defining the in-world effects of the game mechanics, its limitations and intricacies of spells, abilities, or futuristic technologies. Imagining the effects of these systems adds depth and richness to the game world. Imagine involves inventing rich lore and mythology that underpin the game world. This includes developing the history, legends, and myths of the setting, which provide a sense of depth and authenticity. Imagining lore and mythology adds layers of intrigue and cultural significance to the game world. Imagine encompasses setting the atmosphere and mood of the game. It involves describing sensory details such as sights, sounds, smells, and even tastes that players encounter in different locations or situations. By evoking atmosphere, you immerse players in the game world, enhancing their emotional connection to the story. Imagine extends to inventing unique and powerful items, artifacts, or objects that players can discover or wield during their adventures. This includes designing their abilities, histories, and potential consequences. Imagining these items adds excitement and reward to the game, giving players a sense of progression and personalization. Embracing the power of imagination allows for endless creativity and an immersive gaming experience. Improvise, the art of instinct. While imagination lays the groundwork, the art of improvisation breathes life into tabletop RPGs. Improvisation is the ability to adapt, think on one's feet, and respond to unexpected situations. It keeps the game dynamic, fostering creativity and unpredictability. For game masters, improvisation is a vital skill. Player choices often steer the game in unexpected directions, and the ability to adapt the story and encounters accordingly is crucial. Improvisation allows the game master to embrace the unexpected, weaving player decisions seamlessly into the narrative and providing a sense of agency and empowerment. Players, too, have the opportunity to improvise within the game. They can react to unexpected events, devise ingenious solutions, and shape the narrative through their characters' actions. The freedom to improvise encourages players to think outside the box, leading to memorable moments and surprising plot twists. Improvisation involves being prepared to adapt and respond to unexpected actions and choices made by the players. This includes being flexible with the storyline, encounters, and consequences to keep the game engaging and responsive to players' decisions. Improvisation extends to creating spontaneous and believable interactions with non-player characters on the spot. It involves role-playing various NPCs, responding to player inquiries or requests, and dynamically adjusting the dialogue and demeanor of the NPCs based on the flow of the game. Improvisation also includes building on player ideas and contributions to the game. This can involve incorporating player-generated content, suggestions, or character backstories into the ongoing narrative. It allows the players to actively shape the game world and gives them a sense of agency and ownership. Improvising often involves making quick decisions and rulings on rules or mechanics that may not have been anticipated or covered in the game system. This requires the game master to use their judgment and apply fair and consistent rulings to keep the game flowing smoothly. Improvisation plays a crucial role in creating memorable and dramatic moments in the game. It involves seizing opportunities to introduce unexpected twists, surprise encounters, or unique challenges that enhance the excitement and suspense for the players. These spontaneous moments can have a lasting impact on the game and the player's experiences. Improvisation also encompasses managing unexpected consequences that arise from player actions or choices. It involves thinking on your feet and adjusting the game's trajectory based on the outcomes of player decisions. This can lead to new storylines, character development, or unexpected plot developments. Improvisation allows for the exploration and encouragement of player creativity. It involves providing opportunities for players to contribute to the narrative, suggest innovative solutions, or propose alternative approaches to challenges. This collaborative improvisation fosters a sense of ownership and investment in the game world. Improvisation can involve incorporating random elements such as dice rolls or random event tables to introduce unpredictability and excitement into the game. It adds an element of chance and surprise, challenging players to think on their feet and adapt their strategies accordingly. Improvisation extends to the game master's ability to vividly describe scenes, environments, and events during the game. It involves improvising descriptive narration to engage the player's senses and immerse them in the game world. This skill brings the game to life and enhances the overall experience. Improvisation encourages players to freely explore their characters' personalities, motivations, and choices. It allows players to make decisions that reflect their characters' unique traits and encourages role-playing interactions and conflicts that arise naturally during the game. Immerse, the art of deep involvement. Immersing oneself in the game world is the final pillar that elevates tabletop RPGs. It is the art of fully engaging with the story, the characters, and the game environment. Immersion deepens emotional connections, heightens suspense, and makes the experience more memorable. Creating an immersive atmosphere is a collaborative effort between the game master and the players. The game master sets the stage with evocative descriptions, soundscapes, maybe even props, while players contribute to the atmosphere through role-playing and investing in their characters' emotions and experiences. Immersion transports players from the mundane to the extraordinary, enabling them to lose themselves in the game world. Role-playing is a gateway to immersion. By fully embodying their characters, players become active participants in the story. They make decisions based on their characters' motivations, engage in dialogue with non-player characters, and navigate complex moral dilemmas. Role-playing allows players to experience the game world through the eyes of their heroes, forging deep connections and fostering emotional investment. Immersion can be enhanced through evocative descriptions of the game world. This includes vividly describing the sights, sounds, smells, and even textures that the player characters encounter. Detailed descriptions help players visualize the environment and engage their senses, making the game world feel more real and immersive. Immersion relies on well-developed non-player characters that players interact with. NPCs should have distinct personalities, motivations, and believable dialogue. By role-playing engaging NPCs, the game master can create meaningful interactions that draw players deeper into the game world and foster emotional connections. Immersion is closely tied to the art of dynamic storytelling. It involves crafting engaging narratives that captivate the player's attention and emotions. Utilizing pacing, suspense, plot twists, and character development, the game master can keep players engrossed and invested in the unfolding story. Immersion can be heightened through the strategic use of sound effects and music. Playing background soundscapes, ambient noise, or thematic music that aligns with the game's setting and atmosphere can enhance the player's emotional connection to the game world. It sets the tone and adds another layer of immersion. Immersion can be elevated by incorporating tangible props into the game. This might include physical maps, handouts, or physical representations of in-game items. Props provide a tactile and visual element that adds depth to the player's experience and reinforces the immersion in the game world. Immersion is strengthened when players have a sense of agency and influence over the game world, allowing players to make meaningful choices, shape the narrative, and impact the outcomes of their actions. It deepens their investment in the game. It makes them feel like active participants and enhances their immersion. Immersion relies on maintaining consistent internal logic within the game world. This involves ensuring that the rules, mechanics, and behaviors of characters in the game world are cohesive and follow a set of established principles. Consistency helps players suspend disbelief and immerse themselves in the game world more easily. Immersion is amplified by creating emotional engagement with the game world and its characters. By presenting players with morally challenging dilemmas, emotional conflicts, or high-stakes situations, the game master can invoke strong emotional responses and a deeper investment in the narrative. Immersion can be enriched through the exploration of symbolic elements and thematic depth in the game, incorporating symbolic objects, recurring motifs, or exploring meaningful themes adds layers of depth and encourages players to delve deeper into the game world's subtext and underlying messages. Immersion is reinforced by maintaining continuity and coherence within the game world. This involves tracking and referencing past events, character actions, and consequences, creating a sense of history and interconnectedness. Continuity ensures that player choices and actions have lasting effects, further immersing them in the game world. By incorporating these ideas, game masters can immerse players in rich, believable, and emotionally engaging places. Immersion creates a sense of presence, transports players to another reality, and allows them to fully invest themselves in the tabletop role-playing experience. 3 pillars, the art of interconnectivity. The concepts of imagine, improvise, and immerse in tabletop role-playing games are not isolated concepts, but rather, as you can see, interconnected and complementary. They work together to create a dynamic and engaging gaming experience. Imagine fuels the creative process. The power of imagination is at the core of tabletop RPGs. Game masters and players alike rely on their imaginations to bring the game world and characters to life. They envision vibrant landscapes, intricate storylines, and diverse personalities. Without imagination, there would be no foundation for the game to unfold. Improvise adapts to the unexpected. While imagination sets the stage, improvisation allows for flexibility and adaptability. When players make unexpected choices or the story takes an unseen turn, improvisation becomes essential. It enables game masters to think on their feet, adjust the narrative, and introduce new elements to maintain a fluid and engaging experience. Improvisation keeps the game dynamic and responsive to player agency. Immerse deepens the player experience. Immersion brings players closer to the game world and their characters. It allows them to emotionally invest in the story and the role they play. Through detailed description, sensory details, and role-playing, immersion heightens the connection between players and the fictional reality. It creates an immersive atmosphere where players can suspend disbelief and fully engage with the game's narrative and challenges. Imagine, improvise, and immerse form a cycle of creativity and engagement. Imagination sets the stage by envisioning the world and its inhabitants. As the game progresses, improvisation becomes crucial to adapt to player choices and unexpected events. It ensures that the story remains dynamic and tailored to the player's actions. Finally, immersion deepens the player's connection to the game world, allowing them to fully embody their characters and explore the challenges and triumphs of their narrative. These 3 concepts complement each other in a continuous loop. Imagination feeds improvisation, as unexpected developments spark new imaginative ideas. Improvisation, in turn, enhances immersion by creating a living and responsive game world. Immersion fuels imagination as players become more invested and inspired to contribute creatively to the ongoing story. In the realm of tabletop RPGs, the triumvirate of Imagine, Improvise, and Immerse stands as the foundation for extraordinary gaming experiences. The power of imagination brings worlds to life, while improvisation ensures the game remains dynamic and responsive. Immersion, the ultimate goal, allows players to become the heroes of their own stories. By embracing these three concepts, players and game masters unlock the true potential of tabletop RPGs, creating unforgettable adventures and shared narratives that transcend the boundaries of imagination. So gather your friends, roll the dice, and embark on a journey where the power of Imagine, Improvise, and Immerse awaits. I hope you've enjoyed this video on my 3 pillars of tabletop RPGs. I love to hear from you, so please share your thoughts in the comments below. I do really enjoy interacting with my viewers, and I try to respond to all your comments. If you found this content useful, please hit those like and subscribe buttons. It is much appreciated. Thanks for watching. See you next time.